Speaking of your shirt, have you watched X-Men 97?
Most of it.
It's really good.
Yeah. We talked about this.
It's really good.
How I don't like the animation as much.
Yeah.
But the acting is much better. Like the voice acting is much better than
I'm
the
just happy
original.
that the writing's not bad.
No, it's good.
Yeah. I thought the writing was
what I've been trying to do is go back and watch the original run because I don't remember I don't think I watched it to the end.
Some of those episodes are rough.
Dude, the beginning. Like Cyclops is like, bro, get it together, man. You're just like blah 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 saying your lines like reading them off the page.
My favorite is it's not when Morph dies, but in that episode, Morph dies.
Trey's like, I fucking love it when Morph dies.
Morph dies in the spoilers for a show that came out in 1997. Morph dies in the very first episode of X-Men, The Night of the Sentinels.
Yeah.
And they go back because, he doesn't really die. They go back to, Wolverine wants to go back for him, and Cyclops doesn't let him.
Oh, yeah.
Takes the jet off.
Get
back to the mansion, and Wolverine's like, cowards! And he cuts the top off of Cyclops' car.
Oh,
and he's
that's
walking
right,
out.
yeah.
Jubilee's like, where are you going? He's like, tell Cyc I made him a convertible. I'm like, Jesus, dude.
I always wonder is after those epic,
Sorry,
there you go.
my bad. That Sunny D's getting me.
Yeah. Welcome back to another episode of Nostalgia Land. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Friday morning. If it's beautiful wherever you are, it's terrible some places. We can imagine.
It's not. Hopefully we can make terrible a little less terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen those TikToks where people are like, does the radio keep playing if you get in a car crash? And they're getting a car crash. They go, yeah, it does. And it's Drake or something.
I just saw a video that you say that where the guy's like, you get in an accident, you get knocked out. It's like, oh, boom. He's like, and then the radio goes, this ain't Texas. And he just, his arm just reaches out and turns the radio off. And he stays unconscious.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
So hopefully, if I pray to God you're not in an accident, but I'm curious if we can still keep playing if you're listening.
Could you imagine if the paramedics come and it's us three retards?
What the fuck was he listening to?
What's wrong with this guy?
That's what I love, the interpretation of what we sound like.
It'd be even funnier if the paramedics walk up, they're like, this guy likes Nostalgia Land.
Yay! That's funny though, because whenever
One
my
day.
wife one day was when my wife ever does an impression of us talking, she'll be like, and I said this, and then you went
Just makes you out to be sloth.
Every time we have this conversation all the time. It's like every time you're gonna do an impression of me, it's the
Sloth
Swedish
from
chef
the
Who does this? Your mom?
No, but Sarah, my wife.
She's like, and then Trey said this, and then Matt was like, "Poopty poop, sport port."
She goes, and she goes, oh man, especially when we're reviewing things, she's like, we're gonna go talk about you.
It's really funny.
Why did you marry me?
Not for funny.
Actually, for other reasons.
Not for the funny.
No, she's fun. Anyways, so welcome back. Thank you for joining us and listening in. Today, we're just thinking about doing a new little segment. I was trying it out. It's called thinking about calling it Humor Me, which is basically I love it when shows share stuff maybe you haven't seen or need to be reminded of. And it for me, it's like there's times where I laugh at stuff and I'm like, that's not supposed to be funny. That's supposed to be a very serious moment. Or weird random commercials from the 80s, 90s, or even stuff you've seen today. But, just give you an idea. So a great weekend, I'm going to tell you, is go watch the Twilight series. To buy 24 pack.
We watched the first one in college when Netflix would still send you movies.
Oh yeah,
you remember that?
Are we gay?
No, we didn't. We didn't order it.
Wait,
your girlfriend at the time, her friend did.
Oh,
and they brought it to our house because their DVD player wasn't working.
That's totally acceptable.
At least that's the story you're taking. That's the one you're sticking with.
Because even my girlfriend at the time was like, what the fuck are you watching?
What?
Yeah, but, let's not go down that.
Yeah,
no.
but the baseball scene in that movie. But the baseball scene in that movie is ridiculous.
Oh my God.
Yes,
so much of that movie is ridiculous. How are you going to take vampires, one of the most iconic, most badass villains in all of history of cinema and literature, and you turn them into sparkly bitches?
You took one of their weaknesses away, though.
You make
So,
it horrible.
Right.
Technically,
You can't do that.
Technically, it's a power upgrade.
You can't do that. That's not fair to the rest of us.
It's like in the skill tree in an RPG where it's like you can have this, but you lose this. You can go out in the daylight, but you look real stupid.
You look real dumb. You look like you just came from like a club off South Beach. Like somebody just threw at 3 a.m. Someone threw a whole packet of glitter on you. We weren't expecting it. Anyways, so a great thing to do: get a 24-pack of Miller Lite, sit down and watch the Twilight series. And just
Sunny Delight.
Sunny Delight. What's wrong with you?
Excuse me. Did I say Miller?
Yeah. What?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Sunny D. Grab yourself some Sunny D
And drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly. Stay on your couch and watch the Twilight
And if you
series.
can't find the vodka seltzers, just get vodka
And Sunny D.
Genius. Get a party.
I bet that would taste delicious.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like a
I don't
screwdriver
know
on
if I
crack.
told you guys, but I've been watching Mike and Molly, that show that was a sitcom back in the day. That
The big guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike. His name is Mike something, but
Yeah.
and Melissa McCarthy, who's
Hilarious.
dude. Anytime she acts drunk,
Yeah.
it is like the funniest thing in the world. But
Yeah.
they were doing the mom and the sister, who are like, the mom's an alcoholic and the sister's a pothead, and they like to party. When the mom gets married to this guy Vince, who's like right up her alley, super funny, he goes, they're like, he's like, oh, you guys want more drinks? And she goes, yeah, but these mimosas are tasting a little weird. And he goes, yeah, we ran out of OJ and vodka, so I've been mixing tequila and Sunny Delight. They're like, oh, that explains it. Like, just get us more. It's super fun.
More of that, but anyway, so there's a scene, I think it's in the last movie, where she becomes a vampire. Spoiler alert. Yeah, she becomes a vampire and she like goes hunting for the first time. And it's hilarious. You got to pause it right at the right moment because she tackles a cougar. She's hunting. She's first going after a deer, and you think, oh, yeah, she is. No, she goes after the cougar who's going after the deer. But she like swan dive tackles this thing, and it's the weirdest angle from behind because it's obviously like a stunt person who's way more toned, way like
Kristen Stewart.
obviously works out more,
Knows how to use her facial expressions.
Yes, and like she's swan dive tackles this cougar out of nowhere. And it's the funniest thing you ever watched. I love it. So I've literally screen captured that, and I sent it to people. I was like, just go watch, just do it. So,
Can you guys think of, if you had to think of your favorite movie scene, could you think of, like, it doesn't have to be your all-time or penultimate, like, oh, this is it.
This is the movie.
But like a movie scene that jumps to mind when you think of like, oh, I love this scene.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
What do you got?
What do you got? Yeah.
When Ricky Bobby and Cal Norton Jr. do the commercials. And
okay. Like Quing Long Juice, Cadillac Fruit Candy. Okay. And Matt?
do the quick
It's
cuts.
Robin Hood Men in Tights, and it's when he's challenging. Like this guy comes up and he challenges Robin Hood, and he slaps him with his normal leather glove. And then so Robin Hood looks down at the table and he picks up a metal armor,
Picks up a knight's gauntlet.
a knight's gauntlet, and smacks the shit out of it. That's the first one that comes up. That's interesting, Ty.
For me, there's so many, but I think it's in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels when the guy is standing there and the two robbers like have their guns out.
Oh yeah,
And he goes, gives this whole monologue about how their guns say replica down the side, and it does like this boom, 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 boom on all the letters of replica. And he goes, and mine says Desert Eagle .50, and like lays this giant hand cannon on the table, and it's like boom, 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 boom. And he's like,
turn their head a little.
yeah, and he's like, it's three of them, and he's like, it's the dick and two balls, and he's like, that should precipitate your balls into shrinking out of existence, and like they all start backing out of the room.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, dude. So, anyways, if there's a scene out there, there's a scene that comes to mind for you. Please,
Throw it up in a
please
comment for sure.
We love to have, build this community, as Tyler says, and I love the way of saying that because that's a great way to phrase it. Building the community around the show.
Yeah, we're making this show for you guys.
Man. Yeah.
As much fun as it is for us to sit around and talk crap with, for me, my brother, and a friend that we've known since what? You guys were born?
Yeah,
Pretty much?
92, I think is. Yeah. when I met you guys.
So
Sure.
It's so much fun for us to just talk smack, but we make it for you guys. So we want to make it. We want to tailor it to you. If you have thoughts, ideas, comments,
Yeah, we don't want
movies to do.
doing movies here. Like I don't like.
Yeah, when you see them, like, oh, this sucks.
I did Big Top Pee Wee last week.
I haven't watched that movie ever. It sucks.
Why won't they do Air Bud 2?
Hey,
Tyler
as much as I didn't like Air Bud, I will do any movie.
they miss so much on Air Bud. They need to go back and redo it.
You know what's really funny though? When we were texting, because we got the recommendation for Big Top Pee Wee,
Yeah.
and we were trying to decide what the second movie would be, and we're texting back and forth, and Matt would come with like, would you say Adventures in Babysitting?
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know anything about that movie. If you really want to do that, we could do that, but I don't. Let's see if we can like come up with something else.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I'm like, Trey, got any ideas? And like Ghost Town, like doesn't even say no. I'm like, okay, cool. And then Matt comes back with, we could just do Pee Wee's Big Adventure, and I go, oh man, I don't know. That's a whole lot of Pee Wee for 2 weeks. And then Trey comes back with, that's a whole lot of Pee Wee for me. yeah, okay, fair enough.
You're not commenting anywhere. It's just like, no.
I got a kid, man. Still? Yeah, it's still alive.
Let's get an update.
They haven't come pick that up yet?
How's the baby?
Baby's good.
How's home life?
Yeah.
Baby's good. She's 2 months. She's growing.
And in case you guys didn't know, those of you who have followed us from the beginning, we used to record in Trey's house.
Yeah.
And just wanted to say that we miss Bridget.
Yes.
We miss her being
Miss
a part
you,
of
B.
this. And when we would say some really stupid things or whatever, and you could hear her laughing from the other room,
and
I do
that's
miss
great.
that.
And I used to get
Yeah.
a text message. What the hell are you talking about?
I love that she would comment. She'd be like just in the other room, side commenting on our show.
She'd be like, "Oh."
It's
Sometimes she'd be
hysterical.
like, "Oh, talk about this."
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
She recommended a movie to me. She wants us to do Dead Poets Society at some point.
Oh, great
Okay.
movie. Yeah.
Because
That's
Robin Williams. And,
The Captain, my Captain.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Yeah. That's a tearjerker too.
Dude, I saw this clip yesterday. I think it might have been AI, but it was Robin Williams sitting talking to Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh shoot.
And they were talking about like the struggles of life and the existence of. And I'm like, I can't keep watching
This
this.
is not.
I'm trying to like enjoy my life. This
Yeah.
is heart
I'm
crushing.
not trying to have an existential crisis on Sunday morning.
Made me think of like we talked about last week when we were talking about Twister.
Oh, yeah.
Philip Seymour Hoffman in that movie.
So funny.
He's like the best part of that
yeah.
whole movie.
Dude, you need to remember Phil in oh my gosh, it's with Ben Stiller and Jennifer Aniston.
When they're playing basketball,
Along Came Polly. Yes.
And
Raindrops.
He's like
Yes.
into his stomach, like and like his hair.
Make it rain, and he can't hit.
Yeah.
he can't hit water if he fell out of a boat.
And it's like literally chucking the
You heard what I
basketball.
said?
What did he say?
I said he couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat.
That's good. Yeah. Oh man, well, yeah. So again, thank you for joining us on this Friday morning, and then why don't you come on down to a little place we call Bedrock? Because today,
There's a town I know where the hipsters go called Bedrock.
Twitch. I think that's the weirdest part of that is that it's Twitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Twitch. I don't. Why? We can discuss this.
Maybe
but-
because they couldn't throw Twist.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But the weirdest part of that to me is Rick Moranis just going, oh.
Yeah.
That
Man.
scene is horrible.
A lot of this movie is horrible.
Okay, I see where you're coming from. Totally.
Okay.
I enjoy the movie.
The movie I did.
No,
like
it's
it,
definitely
yes.
watchable. But for the big hitters that you have in this movie, you couldn't have made it better.
The story of this movie is trash.
Oh, really? I thought it was okay.
Think about a children's movie.
Okay.
You're a
Yes.
child.
Okay, for a kid.
And they're talking
I wanna
about
watch-
defrauding the company.
I want to watch a movie about embezzlement and money laundering.
corporate espionage.
Like,
yeah.
what are we doing here, people?
But,
So
like,
if you can't guess it already, we're doing 1994, The Flintstones, the live action version.
I will say, to give this movie its props, or its flowers, as you said, to stick with the lingo, the casting of this movie is really good outside of Rosie O'Donnell as Betty.
You
which
didn't
is-
like Rosie? Oh,
No.
man. This is one of the first
because
things-
Betty in the cartoon is like, no offense, but Betty in the cartoon
She's
is
a
like
smoke show.
super good looking.
She's hot.
And Rosie's like not that.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I won't say that she's ugly.
No, I'm not saying that.
But she is
But you're
not
not
like
on the same level as Betty from.
like she isn't like Betty had an hourglass figure, like literally her pelvis bones touched, like the outside bones touched in the middle.
Like
That's
Dexter's mom.
Yeah, exactly. Like walking on the tiptoe. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. So, who would you put in there from the '90s? Who would have been the smoke show to be Betty?
That'd be my Muppet.
That's your Muppet. Yeah. What's your Muppet?
Oh, we didn't do that last week.
Who's your smoke show for Betty?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
No,
I might
you can come
repurpose
back
Halle
with that.
Berry.
Halle Berry, just switch her
Make
over.
Rosie the secretary.
Yeah.
Oh, but then those scenes.
No,
where
it wouldn't
she's
work
like,
either.
The
Yeah,
scenes
you're
where
right.
Halle Berry does it.
Yeah, because then where she's like seducing Fred, that
Yeah.
would have gotten real rough to watch.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm telling you.
Maybe.
We talked about
she
this
has black
before.
hair,
We
but-
talked about this before. Exit to Eden. One of the most
Yeah.
terrifying movies you'll ever see because it's all about like leather and bondage and it's Richard Dreyfuss
Really?
and Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh!
And it's
Okay.
not like a terrible movie. At least I haven't seen it in a long time, so I could be like throwing some nostalgia goggles on here, like some beer goggles.
Yeah, looking through them. Yeah.
But even as a young adolescent, thinking to myself, why did they choose these people? Because they're like cops undercover. That's what the story is.
Really?
Just look it up. Exit to Eden. It's
Exit
weird.
to Eden. Okay, I think I would have
Maybe-
put Marissa Tomei.
Marissa Tomei would work. You could do like a Sandra Bullock or like a Demi Moore.
Sandra. would
Demi
be good.
Moore, dude. Demi Moore from Striptease.
Yeah, that works.
Or we could do from Labyrinth. Oh my gosh. The girl.
Yes. What's her name?
What's she's just?
I don't know.
Why does this?
But like
happen?
Cindy Crawford would work.
We don't do names.
Yeah, I'm not a name guy.
If you guys have listened to the show, you know that we suck ass at names.
Jennifer Connelly.
Yes.
Thank
Beautiful.
you.
Golly,
That
beautiful.
would have worked.
Would she have been old enough
Great.
at that point though?
Maybe not. Maybe not to be next to Rick Moranis. Maybe she would have looked a little too young because then she did like the Target movie. But was this 94?
Yeah, 94.
Yeah, this was 94. So 80. Yeah. Maybe she would
She'd
have
been in her mid-
She'd been
Because
right.
she did look like an old teenager in that.
Anyway.
So.
Yeah,
We're
Anyway.
falling
But like
down the
John
rabbit hole.
Goodman,
Yeah.
great Fred Flintstone.
Yes,
Rick
Rick
Moranis,
Moranis.
great Barney Rubble.
Who else would you
Perfect.
possibly get for Fred? I mean,
Nobody.
he's perfect.
You could do you
Rick
could do John
Moranis-
Candy, but it wouldn't have the same.
No way. He couldn't.
He doesn't
he's
have
too
the
fat.
same goofy. Oh, that's true. I guess.
And he was probably way too dead at this point.
Yeah,
He's dead. 94.
we'll have to look that up.
Didn't Home Alone come out like?
Wasn't it 91? It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways,
He was way too fat to play that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Farley
could have done Farley, maybe.
but
And
he was
Shrek.
also very fat.
Shrek.
Oh, that is weird, dude.
oh, the Chris Farley
The
show.
unreleased, like the
Yeah,
newly
where they
released
did a
stuff where
ton
they
of
wanted Chris
voiceover.
Farley to be Shrek.
Maybe could have done Robin. Might have been good at it.
Robin might have been an okay Barney.
Well, they wanted Danny DeVito to be Barney, and he turned it down because he said he doesn't fit the role.
Then you got to make Arnold Fred
Arnold is Fred.
by Giant or whatever.
Oh my God, Barn! I got promoted.
You're fired, Barn.
You're fired.
You're fired.
I got promoted. I'm going to work in the office now. Hurry, Dino, my dinosaur. Stop licking me.
executive.
I'm going to.
Why am I doing a better Arnold now than I did when we did Arnold?
Because
before?
$40 for pizza.
$40 for pizza?
He worked on it. Anyway, so it's Fred
Dude, we got to
Flintstone.
make that shirt $40.
$40.
It's just the number 40 with a dollar sign, and on the back it says for pizza.
Well, they made a sequel and they made Mark Addy Fred Flintstone.
Yeah,
Oh.
let's not talk about the sequel.
This
And
sequel,
Stephen
no.
Baldwin from Biodome.
No,
Let's not talk about the sequel.
Stay to this
And
one,
Stephen
dude.
Baldwin shldn't be mentioned unless you're talking about Biodome because he is wonderful at that movie.
So this is a Steven Spielberg, or what do they call
Production.
it? They call it Spiel Rock or something like that, or
Steven,
Spiel
Spielstone.
Spielstone or something.
The
yeah.
rock puns hit. They miss a lot. Actually, they tried to hit and they just miss.
They're all like Barney Rubble, Fred
No,
Flintstone.
but like the stuff that they
credits.
tried, like in the
Oh,
credits.
that's right. Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's no, the names are okay. Like that makes sense.
Are they?
Well, but you're used to it.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
So just a quick synopsis. So it's Fred.
What'd you call me?
What? Excuse you?
Yeah, it's
Them
so
fighting words.
It's the Flintstones and the Rubble. They're
Yeah.
the modern Stone Age families.
Yeah.
They work at the Slate Company like mine in
Yeah.
Bedrock.
Building
it's
up,
called
yeah.
Bedrock, and they're digging a quarry. Like they
Right.
basically dig a quarry, and their big new invention is concrete. Like that's the new thing that's
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah.
Well, that's That's at the end.
Yeah.
That's what they discovered.
That's what they discovered. But I think that's what they were like trying to make.
But basically, there's a corporate exec.
So what they were trying to do was the corporate exec who. Sorry, Matt, to cut you off. Was talking about how he wanted to modernize and mechanize the quarry into building prefabbed houses so that they could lay everybody off. Basically, what's happening now.
This is sounding really familiar.
Yeah, that's what's happening now.
Yeah.
And now we're adding AI to the mix. Like, dun 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 dun. Nostalgia Land After Dark is going to come any day, and I'm going to deplatform myself from everything.
That should be our Patreon. That should be like how we do Patreon.
If people want it, they can comment, and I will put in the work to make a fool out of myself.
I'm just gonna curse a lot.
What?
If we have that, I'll probably just curse a lot.
Hey, anyway. I curse now, and to anybody who I offend, I'm sorry.
But so Barney and his wife Betty can't have a child, so they want to adopt, but they don't have enough money. So Fred gives him money.
This was a really weird part of this movie that I didn't understand. He is doing this incredibly altruistic, so kind, so big-hearted thing.
Yeah.
And he hides it from his wife because she'll be mad?
Yeah, I don't.
Well, he thinks she will, and then she finds out.
I think it's just that he's a total dum-dum.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah, he is an absolute
And
dum-dum.
so then the Mr. Slate and... No, not Mr. Slate. Mr. Slate's the head of the company.
Right.
Yeah.
What's his name? Mr. Stone?
Cliff. Vander something.
Vander sucks.
Something, yeah.
I have it here. Hang on.
Vander
I wrote it down. Vander Cave.
Oh, yep, got it.
And Miss Stone, not Mr. Stone. Miss Stone, that's Halle Berry's character.
Dude, she looks so hot.
Yeah, they're trying
ridiculous.
They're trying to embezzle money, but they need a new associate to pin it on. They need a guy. They need a fall guy
to sign the checks.
Which, okay, that makes sense. And they kind of luck their way into it, but what they do is they go to the quarry and they give them a test, and they're going to take the smartest member to do this.
Right.
And Fred really wants it, and Barney's kind of like, whatever. Like, and he switches their slabs because he feels bad.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Let's back up real quick. So Fred gives the money to Barney so that they can adopt who becomes Bam Bam.
Yeah.
And
he actually looks like a caveman when they adopt him.
He really, really does. And he has super strength as a child, and he can lift things above his head that he shouldn't be able to do. And
even in the cartoon, he was like that.
Yeah,
though.
he was
like a freak.
Bam, bam.
Yeah.
And
bam.
So then, he gives this speech at the bowling alley. Where he
his friend
talks about how Fred is the best friend in the world, and it's really uncomfortable and kind of awkward, and the
vows to pay him back and all that.
Yeah, the rhyming is weird, but anyway, you get through it.
It's just too emotional.
It wasn't too emotional. It was just like it felt like it was trying to go super emotional, and it missed the mark.
Yeah, this is a Spielstone production, all right?
Like I said, I enjoy this movie. I could watch this movie again. Like
I could too.
I enjoy it. It was not terrible. I felt the same way about Big Top Pee Wee last week, where it's like, yes, this is a weird ass movie, but I'm down for it. I don't care.
Sure.
Yeah. So like the Flintstones, at least this one, the like whatever Vegas
Viva Rock Vegas.
Yeah, Viva Rock Vegas. I'm not going to do that.
No,
I did not see it. I will not see it. If you request it, we'll do it.
Then he'll see it.
Yeah, many times.
You'll force him to see it.
But so then Barney wants to figure out a way to pay back Fred for giving him the money to adopt Bam Bam.
Yeah.
And
So he makes him the associate.
Then so Fred goes home from the bowling alley, and there's the whole like they do the funny stuff from like the show
from
the
cartoon,
out.
which a lot of reviewers and YouTube videos that I watched pointed out the simple fact that like this show was not good, and like the storylines were not very good.
The Flintstones show?
Yeah, and I'm like,
okay.
It's a cartoon,
but you're really kind of right. Like it's kind of dumb and lame. But
really what it is, it's about like, you don't have appliances, so you have to use a dinosaur.
Which was the coolest part of the show.
Yeah. It's the coolest part of the movie.
Yeah, it is. But the movie just
Fred at the beginning of the movie is using a brontosaurus to break rocks.
Yeah, and that's the beginning of the show.
Yeah,
he would slide down the tail when they would pull the cord on
and
the
pelican
bird.
would go.
Yes.
Yeah. So then he goes home after bowling, and his mother-in-law is there
bitching about him because he took money out of their retirement fund to pay for the baby,
Which is Elizabeth Hurley.
Yeah.
By the way.
Your mother-in-law
Is it
sucks.
Elizabeth Hurley?
Sorry,
No,
Elizabeth
Hurley.
Taylor.
Taylor.
Oh,
Yeah.
Elizabeth
Taylor.
Hurley would have worked as
Oh yes, that
She
would have been a
would've.
good
As
Betty.
Betty.
Wow,
That's
dude.
right, Austin.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
so Fred, out of like
Spite.
trying to pay him back, switches the
No, Barney.
Barney
So
switches
they go.
tests
They
with
go to
Fred.
take the test,
yeah.
and there's some funny parts here where Slate is. No, it's not Slate. Who's Cliff? Cliff is
yeah.
doing the talking.
Vandercave.
Explaining that they're going to take this test and the highest score will become a vice president with the company.
Yeah.
And there's an orangutan in the background that raises his hand.
I love it.
Please
Yes.
hold all your questions till the end. That got me to laugh, actually.
Yeah, and then they go and they take this test, and dude, you feel so bad because
With your number 2 chisel,
terrible.
Fred, or
No,
Vandercave?
you got Wilma and Betty.
Oh.
Terrible Betty talking about how Fred really wants this and he's been studying his butt off and he's really committed and he really wants to get this, and basically it's because he wants to show up his mother-in-law and make money for his wife and everything. And then they go and they go to take the test, and everybody's got their number 2 chisels, like you said, and they're chiseling away at this rock.
Even the monkey is like,
Yeah, and then the guy next to him is trying to cheat off him, and the monkey
right, I
kind
love
of
that.
lays down.
Yes.
Over the no, can't look at my paper.
Dude, this monkey deserves an Oscar for this.
that
'cause That was a
orangutan.
brilliant performance. This is years before we
or the
got
one that's
Is
in
it
Ed.
is it
Planet of the
orangutan or orangutan?
Sure.
Thank you.
You mean orangutan?
So
Kick her glass.
It's an orange utan.
and then like Fred decides that he messed up and he tries to erase it with
Oh,
the back end, and then he picks up dirt and puts it back.
Puts it
and then
back
he's like putting it on there, like trying to get it to harden up. And Barney just is answering his questions, no problem.
Yeah.
And then when he gets up to go turn in the test, Barney, he says to Fred, "Hey, Fred, you want me to turn it in for you?" I says, "Sure." And then for some odd reason, they put a stone tablet in a paper
Sack.
It's like a leather envelope. It's like
which they could have just
yes.
written on the whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
And he switches his with Fred's, and it turns out that Barney had the highest score of everybody, and Fred gets promoted to vice president.
Yeah. And they know that he's an idiot. Like when they when they bring him in, they're like, he's like, Flintstone, that can't be right. He's an idiot.
Right. which like you were talking about, for their plan is
That would have
exactly
made
what you want.
That's what you wanted.
Why
you
would-
wanted the guy that scored the lowest.
Yes.
That's what you want. Because you want somebody who's just dumb enough to sign the paper and take the money.
But they hired what they thought was the smartest guy.
Which, if
but
it
they
was
got
Barney,
the dumbest guy at the same
wouldn't
time.
have worked.
No, it wouldn't have. You're absolutely right. We wouldn't have a movie. If Barney was sitting up there, we wouldn't have a movie.
Right.
You're right.
And I guess the way you have to do it to make it the movie is if Barney doesn't switch him and they hire Barney, the movie doesn't work. Because he just calls Mr. Slate and he's like, what?
You could have kept going on. Yeah, because Barney would have called. He would have raised flags. He would have been like, hey, hold on. Something's wrong. My secretary's way too hot.
And why do I have this bird?
Yeah. What's with the bird? Sorry. Rick Moranis in this was great, though. For him, I think this was like one of his last things before he went, into not hiding, but he went
into witness.
he went to I think take care of his wife and his kids because his wife was
Rick Moranis.
Yeah, Rick Moranis.
His wife died.
Okay, and he left Hollywood to go raise. That's what I heard.
Be a father. And yeah,
man, dude, what a great guy. I mean, because I know he gave us
all the
Honey, I
movies
Shrunk-
that he's in.
Yeah,
are amazing.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Spaceballs, Darth Helmet.
Yeah.
Just incredible. And then he just walks away.
Yeah.
No problem.
And I heard he got some, like, people were making fun of him or something. Like, Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds brought him back. Yeah. Some people are dicks.
They can eat a dick.
All right.
Oh
they
my
can.
God.
So Ryan Reynolds brought him back for a Mint Mobile commercial or something like that, and like the internet went crazy. Like,
Yeah, because everybody loves Rick
Everybody
Moranis.
misses Rick Moranis.
yes, but then there was this whole side apparently like bullying him and like finding his Twitter.
Well, kids these days are brain rotted.
dude. Yeah, I I'm fearful for this generation.
Let's not, because I'm getting ready to.
It's gonna be a while.
I'm getting ready to turn the lights off and get dark in here.
But anyway, so they hire Fred, and
you know what? Wait, you know what's going to happen if we do Nostalgia Land After Dark? It's just going to be me, and it's just going to be a single candle with a camera on me and a microphone.
I would love it. I want to see that aesthetic.
And he's gonna have a scowl on his face the whole time.
We need to find you something very, very like 90s, 80s, like aesthetic, like not just like a candle. But it should be like, well, it can be a lava lamp. Yeah, like a black light would be great.
With a single black light poster behind me.
You paint your face like with like yellow war paint.
Yeah.
Do it like that.
And be like, welcome back, bitches.
Yeah. Let's get real. Let's get ready to get real.
Ready to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
When you take 7 strangers and you put them in a house, things stop being polite and they start getting real.
Is that the tagline for Big Brother?
That's the tagline for the real world. Yeah, remember, I'm old. Yeah.
Remember, I like Jersey Shore.
I've never watched Big Brother.
I like Jersey Shore.
No, I love Jersey Shore. It is that is my guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
The first 2, maybe 3 seasons of Jersey Shore are like.
It's peak humanity.
Yeah. It is peak trash, and it is my favorite. It's like a train wreck. I don't want to watch, but I cannot look away.
Fred gets hired to this position. He gets his. Again, I don't like the movie as a whole. I think it could have been done a lot better. Maybe it's just what they had to work with, but as like for the property. But he walks in. He's like, "Is that my desk? Is that my chair?
Yeah.
Is that my thing?" And they're like, "Yeah, dude.
It's all yours, bro."
And he has this bird that can repeat.
Dictabird.
Yeah, that can repeat anything that he says.
Which I got that brings to a really big point about this universe, the Flintstone universe. The appliances are alive.
Right.
Okay, so nothing's mechanical.
Right.
But they have toilets.
Oh, Family Guy makes a joke about that. Family Guy makes a joke where the toilet's like a giant pelican. And one of them walks out of the bathroom and he looks at the camera and he goes, "You think you have a crap job?" And then he goes, "Weep, beep, 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 lady, lady."
Do you want to hear a crap job?
I'm afraid.
You want to hit that?
Okay.
Metaphor for crap move.
Please.
Oh, man. So we're at work a couple of weeks ago, and there's this guy who manages to show up drunk all the time.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and we've decided, like, we're not allowing him in anymore because he becomes an issue.
Ooh.
Well, he goes in, and we have cameras everywhere. And he goes in, and there's 2 bathrooms for the customers, and they're single bathrooms. He doesn't even go to the bathroom door. He goes right in this employee closet, and Trey spills his drink. And he spills... I mean, he pees. Yeah, Trey spilling threw me off. He pees in the employee closet.
What?
Yeah. No toilet or anything. It's like an air handler room. Like, it makes no sense. Like, yeah, so whatever. But this is the kind of stuff that you have to deal with as a restaurant person, where it's like,
God,
what are you doing, man? Like, and we didn't even serve, like, maybe he had a drink.
Yeah.
So he showed up, like,
drunk,
wasted.
That's hysterical to me because I find also, like, it's really funny what drunk mind will tell you to do. Like, drunk mind is like, oh, let's go down to the restaurant and pee in the closet.
When they were telling me what happened, the person that's showing me the video of him, like, going into the closet said he was in there for like 5 minutes.
It was a long ass
You can't even, like, turn around. Like, you only have space to literally, like, turn in a circle. You can't walk anywhere. There's no... It's the weird... I'm like, what?
You don't think, like, in his mind he was like, it was dark in here.
Yeah,
or my eyes are closed.
And then we were there like the next week, and somebody comes and tells me, like, "Hey, somebody like pooped in the bathroom," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's
usually
where you poop."
Oh, thank God, because we had a closet situation.
Yeah, last week. And so then I go in the bathroom and I can smell, like, oh, it smells like not good.
This is bad.
Yeah, it's not good. So, but where is it?
Oh,
like, what's going on?
No.
So then I called one of the employees and I'm like, "Hey, come help me for a second."
Yeah.
I'm not seeing what's going on here. And she says, like, maybe it's a diaper in the trash can. Yeah. I'm like, "Oh, okay." So we opened and there was a diaper in the trash can. So I'm like, "Oh, okay, maybe that's what it was." And then she, like, turns her head and she goes, "Oh no." And I'm like, "What do you mean, oh no?" And it was like somebody, this is gross, but somebody went into the bathroom and had, like, explosive diarrhea.
Oh.
And only like got their pants down and then just sprayed the.
Oh God, dude.
So you know who had to clean that shit up? Yeah, that's right.
I can tell you some pretty bad horror
Welcome
stories about
to
like the
Nostalgia Land After Dark.
That's like the Dane Cook bit where like the sign for like he's like, who's pooping like this? Like,
Yes. And there's a story from when
dude.
we used to, my other job, we had an office off of like US 1 down, like it's the Scientology building now, actually. Which is really funny.
That one. Okay.
Yeah, on 22nd.
They didn't pay their
Tom
bill.
Cruise.
Really?
Yeah. They built that thing and they never paid the people. Like they pitchforks and I mean signs and picketing, like all like the construction guys. They never paid us. So they're like millions of dollars in work.
Interesting.
So.
But anyway, yeah, they apparently before I got there, they had like a bathroom that you had to use a key. It was in the hall, and like the guys would come in, like, and they would have like couriers come all the time because of the work that we're in. You have that, and apparently like some guy came in and he like went into the bathroom and he comes back and he only spoke Spanish, and he was like, explosion, explosion, and they're like, what? And some guy had gone in and like. It was on like the ceiling.
No.
Yeah,
no,
like
no,
I mean,
no.
like all. Anyway.
Jeez. So back to the more modern era.
Flintstones.
The Flintstones.
Sorry, everybody.
Dropping
Sorry.
logs everywhere.
Come check out Nostalgia Land After Dark. I've started. I'll tell you all the stories you don't want to hear.
Delicious Sunny D.
He takes the money, and for his first act, he has to fire the person who got the lowest score, which now is Barney because he switched tests with Fred.
Yeah.
So they go home and there's this big party for Fred and he gives him a briefcase and he's like, Barney, I got to talk to you. And he's like, no, it's okay, Fred. And he's like, you're fired.
You can't afford this
Yeah,
porn.
he's
Yeah,
like-
sure I can.
Oh, what are you talking about?
He's like, you can't afford it because you're fired. You got the lowest score.
Dude. And like, he doesn't even pick up a beat, dude. He's just like, all right, well.
Yeah, they
I
go
guess
outside
we'll
and he's
just
like,
keep-
brand new opportunity for me, Fred. And they let them move in with them. Like they let the rebels move in with them. And then Fred becomes like an asshole, like a corporate asshole. Like they just keep throwing money at him for stuff just to sign more papers and all that.
Yeah.
And
Well, not only that, but they're super smart because not only are they getting him to sign more papers without looking at them, but they're laundering the money through him.
Yeah.
So if
getting him to buy
anybody would
expensive
ever
cars.
come look, they would see only Fred's name on everything.
Right.
Even the money that they were stealing.
Yeah. So he buys like expensive stuff, like cars and all this stuff. And then the part that got me is like they buy a TV. So like
TV exists.
what?
Yeah.
Like, how do you have electricity?
Well, they have a radio in the car. That's where we get the whole song.
But you can't work it without your feet.
No, yeah. Your feet, I mean, that's the song.
So you
It's
have
like,
electricity. You can make a Tesla, but you can't get internal combustion.
You know what I
engine.
heard about a Tesla that I didn't know? That if you're not pressing the gas,
doesn't
it's
move.
not move. Like weird.
Yeah, I drove one in. I ran one in when we went to Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You like it?
it's nice.
I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'd have to get used to like charging it, like not
yeah.
like. I'd have
You know
to
who
get
I
used to
feel
that.
bad for? The people who bought this Cybertruck.
yeah. And they all have to recall them all because of the.
Not only that, but like I saw a Cybertruck like in person. Like it was at Golden Rule.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, wow, it looks stupid.
It looks like it's from Super Nintendo.
Because the Teslas look good.
It
for
looks
an
like it's
electric-
Yeah.
from Super Nintendo.
I'm going to tell you, the cars in the Flintstones look better than the Tesla truck.
Yeah.
I'm not
Fred's second one, the
Fred's
sports,
second,
the
yeah.
sports rock.
Even the first one.
I'll take the first one over. I would rather drive down
steamroller
the street.
car?
Yes. I'd rather roll down the street in that than a Tesla truck right now. I mean, that's just
You know
where
the
they're
only
at.
part that really bothered me about like the callbacks to the originals. You know how he bowls and he
Yeah.
like goes up on his toes and does like
toes.
I'm like, all right, let's stop doing that, please. Like,
You know, like what is the sound? Is it?
I don't know. It was like a mixture of like his feet and like I'm not feeling
Their
this.
feet are like always
I
dirty.
like
feet
the
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their feet are like always
the running.
dirty.
I do
Yes.
like when Barney is working at the like Phillips station and
gas
she's like,
station.
yeah, clean her up. She
Yeah.
like puts her feet out and he's hosing her feet off.
Disgusting, dude. Oh man. That's definitely like made like a Tarantino foot fetish thing, like where they just kept like, oh yeah, the feet get dirty, and we gotta wash off the feet. Closer on those feet.
So
Grab
they,
'em.
it comes to
Like,
light that
I mean,
so they start the whole automation process and they fire everybody at the plant, and it obviously gets pinned on Fred because he's the vice president.
Because he's a total retard.
They're eating at this big fancy restaurant, and Barney has become a busboy because he has to make money. And he's like, he fired us. And they're like, you going to listen to me or some busboy?
Right.
And then
they find out that like he had signed off what he thought was vacation time, and he had literally fired like the entire quarry. And it comes up on TV while Barney is away from the table, and he sees it.
Yeah.
Comes back and he says, Fred, did you see what happened today? Oh, no. Like, everybody lost their job. He's like, no, I gave them like vacation time. He's like, yeah, permanent vacation. Like, you fired them all. No, I didn't. Like, oh, Jesus. Even the Dictabird is like, hey, jackass.
Yes.
Like, you might want to read some of that stuff.
I went to business school as a bird. Like, you should read that before you sign it.
Well, that's Harvey Korman, actually.
Okay.
It was really great from, well, I almost said Laverne and Shirley. No. Anyway.
Schlemazel.
House of Pepper Incorporated. Do it our way.
It's from the intro to Laverne and Shirley.
And why do you know that?
Wayne's World.
Bingo.
Yes. Okay.
Well, I also see Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah, but why do you know that?
Why do you know that?
Why do I know that? Wayne's World.
Yeah, but like, so a couple of parts of the movie that I was like, oh shit, like this is great. Sorry.
They put the gloves.
To having your own minute.
He's waving at him as they go by. That's a movie we're gonna do too, because Wayne's World is
brilliant. Yeah. No, so a couple of I completely lost my train of thought. So one of the guys on the bowling team though, because it's cavemen, right? And so they picked some big burly kind of looking dudes, but there's one guy who's on the bowling team whose eyes are a little far apart, and he does this great like stupid.
Is it the shorter
face. One? Yes, shorter, balder looking.
And the taller one was he played Bull on the show Night Court back in the day, and
Night Court.
It is so funny. He is the best character.
That's People's Court.
Yeah, you're thinking People's Court.
It's a better theme song.
Shut up.
But anyway, so then the rebels move out because Barney's like, well,
they get pissed off.
I'm not going to stand here and do. And he keeps
Fred's a total dickhead.
He keeps degrading Barney, talking about how like, oh well, you got the low, and he's like, the only reason I got the lowest score is because we switched tests.
Yeah, he tells him at the dinner,
and like, Fred like doesn't believe him. And all
the
this
funny,
stuff.
the interesting part of that is like Barney is such a good person the whole time that even his wife is saying like, what do you mean? Because he says it should have been us with all this stuff. And she says, what do you mean? And he's like, no, forget about it. Like, I'm just sour grapes or whatever. Yeah. And then at the dinner, when Fred is just being a total prick, like a total prick,
a prehistoric douche.
Yeah, and this guy said this whole poem about how you're the best friend in the whole world. And I guess when you both are poor, you're cool. But as soon as you get a little money,
get a little of that cash, you're gonna get that second story rock.
Yeah, at the same time, too, like the rebels being all butthurt about them spending their money, like that's why they're like all
that
butthurt.
Was a weird motive too. Yeah, I didn't.
It was very rosy.
Like what? You're not allowed to buy all this. Why buying all this expensive stuff?
$40
for pizza.
What are you doing
for rock pizza?
You eat rocks.
You eat rock pizza. But anyway. Their eggs are huge. Well, She's making eggs at one point. And they're like dinosaurs.
And then the Brontosaurus comes and is like, yo, and he goes, where'd you get those eggs? And she's like, here you go. Yeah. Here you go.
We'll never be neck to neck. I'm a freaking Brontosaurus.
Did you guys see the thing that I posted the other day? You commented on it, but I posted it on my Instagram.
No, I didn't.
Where it's like a Brontosaurus, and it says, okay, serious debate. 1 or 2, and the one it's like up the necktie is up by the head.
Oh,
and the other 2 down by the chest.
Down by the chest.
I gotta go 2 on that one.
I think it's 2.
Not a single person that replied said 1, and I'm like, I have faith in humanity is restored.
It's a necktie. It's not a chin tie.
It kept Nostalgia Land After Dark at bay for one more day.
Stupid people don't even know where a necktie goes.
I liked it though when they do get money and they start buying stuff is they replace the garbage disposal, which is a hilarious bit. Is that it's just a pig?
Yeah,
it's a pig under the sink.
And how do you fix it? Stuff. You reach down its throat.
Yes. Oh, that was horrible. And it's a puppet, obviously, but he's reaching down. He pulls out a fork. He goes, "There you go. That's your problem." But they get the new one, and it's just a skinnier pig.
Well, then and when he goes up on top of the sink after he fixes it, and he like looks at his arms, then he goes, "Hey, give it back," and his watch shoots up, and he catches it. Oh, I was like, "Oh, dude, it's brutal."
I liked it. I thought thought it was
That's funny. Yeah, but it's gross. It's
I laughed way more at this than I did at Big Top Pee Wee.
I think I think it's weird that their money is like
people.
rock puzzle pieces. Their money looks like rock puzzle pieces.
Yeah,
like when they empty the thing.
I guess it's like because I thought maybe it's like clamshells or something like that. Like because maybe like playing on the old it's like
it's 50 clams.
50 clams or something like that. But yeah, the shape of it is completely
They're like sun dollars.
Yes, it makes no sense. Like what their money is.
At least they're different colors, so it's like a more expensive rock.
Yeah, and it's not like
But I swear that Halle Berry's only purpose in this movie was like the dads that had to take their kids to see this movie. It's like
gave them something to look at.
You can give them Halle Berry and just have her seduce people for a little while.
Good night, dude. Yeah, and that
and they wear like silk, and other people are wearing like burlap sacks.
That Halle Berry midriff creeps up and down a lot, and you can tell. I was like, I don't think there was underwear in the bedrock.
It's not the only thing that was creeping up down a lot.
You get a lot of butt wiggle going on too as she like walks out of the office.
What about the first time when Fred meets her, and she walks in and she's like, "I'll do," and like puts her leg up on the anything. Yeah. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, well, she did swordfish. So.
That's true.
Props to you, Storm. But anyway, so then all the people from the quarry are trying to kill Fred. They're basically just going to hang him. And then Barney's like, he's selling snow cones. Tyler's lost it. We've lost him. But Barney's selling snow cones. Got a new job super quick. And
dude, they're literally going to hang him.
Fred. And Barney's like, you want any snow cones?
Yeah. I don't blame him.
And then they figure out that it was Barney who switched the test. And they're like, this is your fault too. They're like, we're gonna hang both of you, and that's when they reconcile their differences.
Yeah, that's when we come back.
They were gonna hang us. So.
Fred's like, well, I'm gonna die. Guess I need one friend.
Might as well we talk.
What's up?
Hey, buddy. Did you find your dad?
Still dead.
And Barney forgives him.
Yeah.
Barney's outright. He's like, all right.
And then they have to. And then.
Yeah, didn't you see the cartoon? Barney is totally Fred's bitch.
Yeah. And then
every time.
The way that they clear their name is that Wilma and Betty convinced the bird to flip on
the executive.
On the executive. On Cliff. And then Cliff just kidnaps his kids. Like, well, you're gonna take my bird, I'm taking your kids.
That's right.
We can do this all day.
That's right. And it's funny because you notice like during the movie at moments that Fred has these like moments of clarity where it's almost like a sun ray comes through and he's like, what do these things that I'm signing say?
And then they throw Halle Berry in his face.
You're
and
right.
He's like,
Halle Berry.
Because they bring down the whole model of the way the quarry is going to be. And he's like, well, won't a lot of people lose their jobs? And they just distract him with something else.
Money.
And then that's when he does like he's playing with it and he launches the catapult and it breaks apart he's like, oh God. And then Halle Berry comes in, what happened here? And he's like, I don't know. But we should get them. Yeah. But then.
I'll get right on that, Mr. Flintstone.
Yes.
Yeah, so they go, because they're holding the kids in the quarry, and of course, this is how you make movies, but why not just like have a gun? But anyway,
but they don't have them. It's just like a rock shooter, right?
It's a slingshot.
Yeah.
It's like one of those rubber band guns that we had when we were little, except it shoots rocks.
Yes.
Dude, but it's double. It's like 12 because if you notice, he shoots. And they come out of the one, and then there's like rocks behind that.
Oh yes,
so it's like each slot has like multiple. I'm like, what is going on here? They thought this through.
Yeah,
but so then they go to the rock quarry to save the children.
Switch.
Yeah,
and you end up with Barney going up
He puts him on the slingshot. He has like the brain blast. Like, I can use the slingshot to shoot Barney where the kids are because they're on the conveyor belt.
Yeah. But first he imagines Elizabeth Taylor like being eaten by
he goes, come on, think. And it's like the brain bubble. And he's like, no, not now.
Yeah.
I like this movie has really good gags like that. It's just overall it's just disappointing.
Yeah.
But I think that's the thing with me is it's just like it's disappointing.
What about the Elizabeth Taylor scene when they're at the party for Fred and they have the falling out between Fred and Barney?
Who wants to dance or whatever?
And she's like, well, let's not let it ruin a party. Conga. Like, what the hell? This
and Dino's right in it. Dino's
Dino's a dog. Yeah, I don't know nobody.
He's a dog dinosaur. But you were saying they trap the kids on the conveyor belt of this thing.
And they're gonna put them in like the rock crusher. It's like these 2 spinning rocks with teeth that are which is powered by electricity. Which again, I don't know where you.
Which it totally looked like the kids could have laid down and been out of the way.
Yes.
Or why didn't your freakishly strong son can lift benches, all this stuff, but these little pieces of twine that they got his hands in.
Damn.
Even if you can't get your hands free, you can't stand up.
Maybe they're made out of kryptonite.
No, they're made out of Wonder Woman's last.
Yeah. No, I think like I thought it was funny though too how they when on that night when Fred was being a jerk and everything and the rebels decide they're gonna go leave.
Right.
The Bam Bam's walking out with the couch and he's carrying this thing full extend over his head.
Military
and
pressed over his head.
Yeah, and like Barney's like, just put it on top. And he's like, all right. Just not even helping the kid. Yeah.
Well, why help him?
Yeah.
He's stronger than you'll ever be.
Stronger than an ox.
Maybe it wasn't that Bam Bam couldn't get out of the restraints. Maybe he was trying to untie it.
Yeah.
It's just like sitting there.
He's too stupid to untie.
He just can't speak yet. And then Barney finally gets up there and he's like, hey, and then Bam Bam's like, hiya, dada. And that was like a big thing. Them trying to get him to say anything but Bam Bam.
The whole time Barney kept trying to get him to say dada, dada, dada.
Can you call me dada?
Yeah.
And then he finally says it, and Barney's like, and he stands up and he gets hit in the back of the head by like this big piece of construction equipment. And Fred's like,
knocks him out.
I love Fred's like was just like, come on, Barn.
Yeah.
That was like the only thing.
You know what I really wish in this movie is that they didn't have Rick Moranis use a voice.
Oh, just be
because he
Rick
does like
Moranis.
that. Don't be
and I
from
mean,
the cartoon. Hey, Fred.
I get that he's doing the cartoon voice, but I think it would have just been
John
better.
Goodman's not doing a voice.
Yeah,
He's
Johnny's
using his
he's
voice.
not doing
Right.
a voice. You're right. I agree with that. Yeah, maybe that.
Maybe that's what Rick Moranis actually sounds like, and he's doing a voice in every other movie.
Because that scene in the car when you were like you guys were talking about early in the episode,
Uncle.
where they're doing the song.
Oh yeah.
That scene is rough. That's like the roughest scene of the whole movie.
And then
If you
Fred
go back
puts him
and
in like
watch
the
it,
armpit lock.
yeah, like they're trying to have this like back and forth between Fred and Barney, and it's like, this is hard to watch. Like, this is not
dialogue's not the strong suit.
That's like let's do some twinkle toes and do some bowling.
Do some twinkle
show me
toes. Show
like
him Big M dinosaur.
show me an alarm that's a bird or I don't know.
Look at the big old T-Rex over there.
Yeah.
That's
For sure.
But
Then so they get to the end and Fred
puts
remembers that when he broke the stuff on the model, and he pushes the
rock.
slingshot around so that the rock will hit it, and then it comes down to Fred and Cliff, the bad guy Cliff, Vander Cave, right?
Yeah.
And
Miss Stone.
the kids are free. And he wants the Dick to Bird, and he's trying to get it, and then so he's gonna give him whatever, and he gets hit in the head with the bag full of money and gets knocked out, and it was Miss Stone, and she redeems herself for that moment.
Still gets arrested, and the cops finally show up, like every other good movie.
Yeah, well, Wilma and Betty had to go get him because there's no phone, can't call him.
Yeah.
You gotta like, hey, hunt him down. Where's the sheriff?
You send like a carrier
He's
pterodactyl
worried.
or whatever.
He's worried about. No, man. Remember when the pterodactyl showed up and everybody's freaking out? Like pterodactyls, bad news bears.
Send your garbage disposal or something.
Yes, exactly. Send Dino.
Yeah.
Useless ass dog.
Damn CGI dog doesn't do anything around here.
Shit.
You purple piece.
But then, so Fred decides, like, okay, well, now there's going to be some payback, and that's like one of the most intimidating parts of the whole movie when he does this, like slaps his fist into his hand, and it's like the most deafening like thud, and I'm like, dude, that guy's gonna kill me. Like, and
that's John Goodman just being Johnny Goodman, man. Like he's a big dude.
He is a big dude.
Yeah, I'd be afraid to be on the other end of that fist.
And then Cliff starts running away, and everything that they broke caused this flood of slurry of rock and water to slide down the hill, and when it pours off the hill, dude is underneath it, Cliff, and he's looking up screaming, mouth wide open,
Get out of the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if
That
it's
dude's
me,
dead.
I'm looking down and closing my mouth like there's
Fetal position.
like I'm out of here, bro. So then he
that dude's dead. I mean,
Yeah.
100% in the movie he's dead
In the
because
movie he's dead.
like 10 hours later, when Mr. Slate shows up, they roll him in and he's all screaming about what happened, and they're trying to explain the famous Flintstone scream that he does.
Missed. I was like, man, where is that? I thought he was going to do it earlier, but I was like, I remembered that scene.
All those Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
And thought it was coming.
Like in the Jetsons with Jetson with Mr. Sprocket or Mr. Spacely.
Mr. Spacely. No, you put the Sprocket rocket in your front jacket pocket.
There you go. We'll do that movie too.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, the Jetsons
I love that movie.
Wait, there was a live action?
No, it was a cartoon.
Animated.
The cartoon one, okay.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But then he realizes that
he loves
they've
it.
invented this new thing.
Call
and
it.
he's going to name it after his daughter, Concretia.
Yes.
And so it's concrete. Brilliant. And then he offers Fred the presidency of his company.
And turns it down.
Which I didn't understand.
Barney was like, hey, what the hell, Fred?
Yeah, hey, wow, you really are this stupid. So make me the president, you be the vice president, and I'll do everything, and you just make a lot of money, okay? No? Okay. Why am I talking like I'm going to get $40 for pizza again?
And then you get the classic ending of the cartoon where they pull into the drive-in and Dino sticks his head through the roof.
And
they get the giant
rack of ribs.
Rack of ribs.
Did you see the movie that they were watching? It was called Tar Wars.
Yeah, I wanted to see that instead of this movie.
Did want to
Somebody
watch
watched
that.
the Nostalgia Critic.
Can we please do that?
And I thought that too when I watched the movie originally.
Apparently they're like the Tar Wars. Like, are they watching themselves?
Who's the Tar Wars?
Like Fred and
This is
Barney
getting
and
really
the Tar
meta.
Wars.
Yeah, that's stupid.
It's within it.
I don't want to see that.
It is that they pull into the drive-through at the beginning of the movie, and that's them leaving because they watched the Flintstones.
Yeah.
They watched the movie of themselves.
But in their universe, is it called Tar Wars? So they don't have like a good Star Wars.
Do we? No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Ouch.
We have
Love
three
the
good
original
ones,
ones, yeah.
then three not so good ones, and then three not so good ones.
What are the not so good ones?
The prequels.
Give me numbers. We know
So
what numbers.
the three that are the worst for you are the newest ones?
One is good, and then two are probably the prequels, and the new ones get like mixed up.
We're sidetracking heavy, but
that's a
the
horse
Clone Wars
is not as good as it's better than The Last Jedi.
Fair enough. I disagree.
We're gonna go dark. We're gonna go dark.
But I
on
have
this
weird
one.
opinions on movies that I totally accept. Like Titanic, terrible. We've talked about this before. I will die on this hill. That is a shit movie.
Can't believe you
I
spoiled
wonder
it.
how it's gonna
The boat
end.
sinks at the end.
Yeah.
How's it gonna end?
Yeah,
How do we know?
The boat's going to sink, and this bitch is going to throw that thing that they're looking for into the ocean. What a bitch.
Could have saved children.
And all because, it could have, that's.
Donated.
Anyway,
that.
We'll talk about Titanic at some point.
We'll go to it. I think we should. Yeah, but Flintstones. I mean, it's fun. It's worth watching, in my opinion. I
Yeah,
loved it.
It's worth watching once.
Yeah.
It's rough. You get a lot of good Halle Berry scenes.
Dude, she's hot. So are Rosie O'Donnell, even though she's no Betty, is not a slouch at this point in her career. Now she's a dude.
I don't know.
But her, I remember when she
Elizabeth
had her
Perkins is Wilma.
Yes,
Elizabeth Perkins.
very
yeah.
very beautiful.
Yeah.
Even when Rosie had her show, her afternoon talk show, rivaling Oprah.
Yeah.
It was way better than Oprah's show.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it was
don't
fun.
remember her
Depending
show
on
that
the
much.
depending on the type of Oprah show you got. Is it the one where she comes out on rollerblades?
You get a humpback whale, but I wasn't there to get a humpback
Or is it the
whale.
one with it's just the silhouette of light that she says pedophiles?
Pedophiles.
Oh my gosh, dude.
It was a Dane Cook.
Yeah,
Yeah, Dane Cook.
She comes out on like a ski and shh, hey, everybody gets full trips to Hawaii.
You get a school.
You get a school.
And
Everybody
a
gets
whole
a
school district.
and a faculty.
And then
Classic Oprah.
And then there's a second one where it's just a silhouette.
And then
She's
the
like,
beam of lights hit her. And then she says it.
pedophiles.
There's something on YouTube you guys want to show people. Go for it.
Just we'll go look up Dane
Only by
Cook stand
Dane
up.
Cook
Yeah.
stand-up.
Dane
Yeah.
Cook stand up on Oprah. Okay. That's good. Man. Well, I don't know. I feel like that wraps it pretty well for Flintstones. You know,
Yeah, there's not much left
Not
to
much
say.
else to say.
Too many
I mean-
rock puns.
Yeah, too many rock puns. Well, I did like the one thing I was like, holy crap, was when they that I was like, bro, that's gross. The bowling scene, and they have the giant vat of beer. I'm assuming it's beer, and they are all drinking from it. Like
Yeah.
they're all saying, I was like,
They do like the
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird, gross stuff.
worth a watch. It's fun to have.
Yeah,
man. But Tyler, why don't you tell us where you can find us?
Yeah, if you want to check us out on Instagram, nostalgialand.podcast, you can find us on all the socials. Check us out on any streaming platform where you can find podcasts. Just search Nostalgialand and we'll come up. Blue square, NL in the as the lettering, as our logo. If you look on my earpiece, I think it's this side, right?
Yep, you got it.
There Perfect. It is. Yep. For those of you on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, comment, big time comment. We really, really, really appreciate everybody who listens. If you enjoy it, if you hate it, let us know. Let us know why. We're always trying to be better, trying to do a better job. If you want Nostalgialand After Dark and you want me to stop threatening that, then let me know and I will ruin my life to give it to you because you know how it goes out there these days.
Yeah.
But we really, really, really appreciate you guys, and we're trying to build community around this show. And we thank you for your input, for your feedback. Check us out on Nostalgialand on Shopify. What is it? Nostalgialand Shop?
Nostalgialandpodcast.com. Yep. And then our Etsy is Nostalgialand Shop.
Okay. Yeah. Our Etsy is Nostalgialand
That's
Shop.
right.
Yeah. We got some great stuff. Some really cool shirts. You've seen Trey wearing my favorite one that I definitely am buying.
Welcome back to Pounds of Joy.
Yeah, it's my favorite one so far. Hopefully we'll have the $40 for pizza eventually. But we also have, the glasses, the beer steins with the jackets. Jazz logos, the jazz jackets. We have a lot of wintry clothing for you. So
put a big bird on the back.
Us Miami guys. But I know I've said it a bunch of times, but thank you again for listening, for participating, for being a part of this. We enjoy being together and talking smack and making each other laugh. Hopefully we're doing the same for you. And if you made it this far, that's...
I'm Matt.
I'm Trey.
And I'm Tyler. Cowbunga.